Welcome back, my gardening friends. Well, I broke one of my gardening rules. Yes, little and often. That didn't happen on the getting ready for Malvern with the long roots and the other bits and bobs that we did, lifting the cabbages. My main mistake was using the pump and the sprayer, filling the sprayer up and leaning over. That sprayer full is reasonably heavy. I knew I'd done wrong after the first couple of 3 long roots, and I actually filled it then via a watering can, but it was too late. I'm still suffering now, a week and a half later, with my back. And then to top it all off, the other day I've been having buzzing in my ears, wasn't sure whether it was tinnitus or not, and then my face went numb on the one side and I had blood coming out my ear. So I'm on steroids as well now, so let's do the marathon. Right, let's have a little look at the jobs for October and a little tour. Well, this is where I clean the roots off. I've cleaned some of the compost up, but the rain that we've had has just been absolutely amazing. All the material is in there from out the gutters. You can see there the birds have been having a field day, pecking away looking for those lovely worms and insects. I've still got some potato reveals to do from the potato medium experiment. They're undercover to keep them dry so they don't rot, so we've got some cardboard on them to hopefully to keep them good. The carrots in that bag were eaten, but I think that's one of the bags that I tried afterwards, but the compost still in there to be removed. Potatoes are covered. We've already started harvesting from here. We removed all the condors from there, moved that soil over here there, and we've been using some to fill those strawberry pallet collar boxes. And this is what I mean about those clay balls. Oh, they do annoy me. We've all got pebbles and stones, but I think it's just the clay balls that annoy me a little bit. And I put them right in the bottom, but they end up working their way to the top. As you know, we pick stones and then next year we find them again. I've salvaged as much cabbage as I could from the ones that were blown, and it looks like the birds, blackbirds, etc. have been having a ball with those. There's my oak tree that the squirrels planted in the compost that we find, that's dumped unscrupulously by the cannabis growers. I noticed that some of my graffiti F1 were dying. I thought it was the carrot root fly, but look at that. If you don't know what club root looks like, that's club root, and that poor old plant has been starved of moisture and nutrients, and it's gone. I won't be planting cabbages in this bed yet. That bed, no signs of club root at all, so I need to ensure that this is used for something different, and I might end up putting the garlic etc in here, not sure yet. Won't be needing the net over the top for those, but we'll see. It's just something to think about. This bed does need topping up a little bit, just drop down a wee touch. My poor neglected Brussel sprouts are covered in white fly poop. Excellent for the compost bin. We'll have to be tidying these up, so I do need to get these staked up, and I think I'll just remove the net now. Or what do we do? We'll see. We'll get them staked up first and get some of those bottom leaves removed to help them. Some of the tops are okay, but what we don't want is the pigeons taking the tops out too early. Had a few peas off these, so did the mice. Let's share, but I can get most of this bed cleaned up. The Jerusalem artichokes won't hurt there. We'll be doing a reveal of those soon. They're looking rather healthy. These are the French bean Cobra, and as you can see, these pods are quite big. I did open one up somewhere, that might have been somewhere else, but I've got some inside. Unfortunately, the old radish has gone to seed. That's a nice flower. Might leave those a little bit longer. And there's my carrots that were hiding down there. And Mr. Ratty found those as well. There's my very successful tomato mini bell. And the trailing tomatoes. Don't know the variety because I'll keep growing them. Look at them. The stalks have got nothing left. But they're still very, very good looking. Excuse me. So sweet. And we've saved the seed from those, so I've saved 4 tomatoes in each one. They'll go in the fridge at home. I'm not covering them because last year they started germinating, so I'm just going to let them stew. This is how it would happen in nature. We don't go washing the seeds and storing them, drying them. Let nature do its work. Just got to convince the tomatoes that it's cold and they don't germinate. Another 300 litres of compost in these 22 litre 6-gallon bags. Again, seemed like a very poor grow, but they use that foam blocks as their root to start the plants off. Can be a bit of a nightmare if it breaks, but it's well worth picking up. And this will be used to cover the carrot bed. We've got some super soil to try. There'll be a video very soon to try on the beds. 100 gram packet does 1 acre, so we've got to be careful, but I'll explain more in a future video. Look out for that one. This is my permanent asparagus bed. We took the seeds from a volunteer that's on plot 1. This is looking really healthy, and it's even throwing up new shoots as well. So hopefully I'll get a little wee crop off that, so it's well worth waiting for. Needs to have a bit of a weed. Something I can do while I'm in the position I am with my health. These are the long beans. Again, they're going to seed, and those are ready. Again, that's something I can do. Collect just a few. I have got plenty, but it's always worth collecting and saving some fresh seed, not leaving it years and years. But they still do germinate. We've took the last of the viable radishes out of here, so that can be tidied up and get the wood out. And this is the 3rd year the wood has been used. It is tannalised, and there's no sign of rot. You're supposed to get about 10 years out of tannalised boards. I didn't have to pay for those, so that's even a bigger bonus. But these will go back in again next year. No point leaving them while we get a lot of rain and wet over those winter months. And bar gum, it is cold, and we've had that much rain that all my barrels are full all the way around and round the corner. One storm we had about 1 inch of rain, and this system is working really well with the siphoning. Got some more cardboard ready. Bought that from my little stash. But he says no signs of blight in the polytunnel. He hasn't looked today. The strawberries are looking good. No, they seem to be okay. And my favourite tomatoes are definitely the orange banana vine tomatoes. Absolutely beautiful. There's the Heinz tomato seeds. I must save one of those. And the cucumbers that I'm... Oh, come on, stop hiding. Hello. Those are the Swing F1 Don't know whether they'll save or not. Not worried, always worth trying. And a first for me, and we're in the new Polytunnel. These are a Diablo. I had one of these given to me by a fellow plot holder about 5 years ago, and it's the first time I've ever had one go red, so the Polytunnel is working well. Must remember to take that one home today. Green manure is doing well. Peas are looking good as well. We've just got a purple flower there, but it didn't do so well where I covered it with cardboard when I forgot to take it off once they'd germinated. So it's a little bit patchy. So lesson learned, don't bother covering the mustard, green manure, just let it to the elements. These are the pongos. I'm going to let these go to seed. There's going to be quite a few there. Got some drying in the very untidy shed. These are the ones that haven't quite dried yet, but you can see there some lovely beans in those, and even the ones that have dried, as they dry even more, they do shrink. But I do try and select the best beans, the straightest beans, for the seed for the following year. Mrs. K has kindly washed the towels that we used on the long roots, and I picked up this. I thought that'd be nice, just to level those the square foot gardening beds and everything else, and that was there as well, brand new. Just couldn't help myself, had to pick it up. Done really well with lettuce this year. This is what's in the street lamp covers. There's some red Russian garlic growing. I ate one of those leaves the couple of weeks back, and bar gum, garlic breath or what. But these are the Sparkler 3 radish, and they're cracking, and as long as it hasn't gone to seed, that'll be excellent. Bring some radishes home, Mr. King. Yes, Mrs. K. How many? You won't want many of them, dear. I need to get these strawberries planted. These containers were absolutely full, and they've got even more water in again, but you can see the difference from these to these. So I do need to get some manure. I'm going to struggle at the moment, how I am, but these two beds are almost ready. Again, these are looking well, just a little bit of a weed, and I'll probably top up with some of that cocoa coir. Doesn't have any weeds in it, not normally, but these look good. They are sinking. Need to cut the plastic level as well. I don't like to fold the plastic over, because any moisture that gets behind needs to escape, either via the top or out the side. So it doesn't matter how much rain we get, the water will escape. It's never trapped, and it should dry out and last a lifetime. Still got a little bit of leaf mould to do. I'll finish that video off where we finished that 2019's leaf mould. As you can see, the birds have been loving it. And then we reveal the 2020 leaf mould that we collected last fall. I don't know whether I'm going to be in a fit state to collect any leaves this fall. I've got another month or so to recoup, but get back to my little motto, little and often, and we should be fine. But this trommel has worked really well. Lack of maintenance meant that some of these white strips fell off over the summer, and I'll use some clear silicone, and this machine then run so much better. So I do need to check it and put some fresh silicone on in the summer when it's nice and warm, so it sticks. I need to clean the greenhouse out of everything that needs to be. Oh, that damn cobweb again. Poor old Mr. Spider. Never mind. But the tomatoes are still flowering, but we'll get rid of what we need to get rid of, and we'll either move the peppers or leave them where they are. I might bring everything into the polytunnel and shut it up. I need to get the windows and doors done to the polytunnel, but my health comes first for now. Although the apples have got marks on them, but some of these apples do look nice. Let's pop that back where it should be. We've had a few fall off with the wind. We'll take those home. And I've already started cutting this plum back, ready to remove. We'll be keeping the pear tree, so I'll slip the pallet box cover over the top, and we'll put a pipe round that to protect the tree stump, and maybe pop a few strawberries in there as well. Wildflower garden, still doing well. Lots of seeds there. I should probably end up popping everything onto the floor, leaving it for the winter for all our little friends to live, and then we can do battle with them another time. But while the bees are enjoying what we've got left, then for me this area is a space that I need to maintain every year. Are you happy? Buzz, buzz. The rain has ruined the raspberry and blackcurrant crops. Still a few left, but it's beginning to smell where they're fermenting on the floor. But I've been mixing the raspberries with the apples that we find that people leave out, and it makes a delicious dessert. Excuse me. Could do with a dry spell, we might get a few more. Just can't help myself. Where the cabbages were, I'm going to put the rest of those strawberries in there, leaving myself another room for just one more cabbage at this end. I don't want to go in the cage, but you might be able to see or not, but that's the giant red cabbage, and it's started to sprout there. That's where we'll get the seeds from for saving next year. Another find. I thought I might be able to put my dry coffee in there. We'll see, don't know yet. Jacko from Jacko's Allotment popped to see me. He took some compost away with him in exchange for some of these, and I'll be using those in the wildflower garden. So it's a nice little swap there. And we've also found a massive piece of the black and white plastic. People use it white side up to reflect the heat, plant the vegetables around it, cut holes, and looks like the cannabis growers didn't want it anymore. Oh, anybody for bobbing apples? What do you call it? It's a bit too cold today. No, still not ready. Harvested lettuce there for my parents. Didn't bother taking the leaves, I was in a hurry. But by gum, those tablets are kicking in this morning. I feel like I could do anything, but I'd rather feel the pain so that I know I'm not overdoing it. So even though I can't feel any pain at the moment, even though I'm walking very, very funny, I will take my time. Oh dear, getting a bit hungry. Oh, that was a bit squishy. Once they get overripe, they're a bit tangy. I must say, the courgettes have done really well, considering I hacked them back after the powdery mildew, new growth. Still getting the odd few, then forgetting and getting them too big. But last year, there we go, got one there. Don't like them too much bigger than that. Last year I put them in the polytunnel in them blue tubs and they didn't do so well, but this one had 3 in the green variety and this one had 2 of the yellow. I think I will restrict it to 1 yellow and 1 green, and I'll do 2 boxes, but if once they take, I shall remove the others. There's far too many for me and my family to eat. Well, let's have a look at the plastic that was on top of the pallet collar coal frame. Most plastics do deteriorate. Carrots haven't done well, so I think I'm going to clear this bed. We've got the garlic and the walking onions and other things to plant, so I need to sort that out. But when I recover the polytunnel with the clear plastic, I'll make sure I over order so I can make some more. I haven't had any parsnips for a while, with Mrs. K being bad and me being busy. Haven't done what we should have done, but the manure's in here now. But trouble is, all the soil's soaking wet now for me to sieve it, so I might not bother sieving it and just get it back in ready for planting again. But all the carrots this year are going into the big beds away from this end because of the motley dwarf virus. And there's the giant cabbage seed. I've got to keep an eye on those and cut them off before. I've got a couple of seeds in. Oh, yeah, they're on the floor somewhere now. So that's a little job to keep an eye on those. Don't want too many, but I want to be able to pick the best seeds. So my gardening friends, little and often, don't break your gardening rules. Don't forget to hit the like or dislike button. Consider subscribing if you wish. But best of all, happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now.